Good morning. I'm here early today, so I thought I'd share a fun fact with my friends. And I'm trying to go through all of the little weird facts that I have in my brain. And well, surely everybody knows about the Kentucky meat shower, right? Right? Surely someone must have told my friends about the Kentucky meat shower. No? All right, well, let me elucidate you. Is that the right word? Let me tell you. It was a lovely, sunny Sunday morning, 11 a.m., just outside of Rankin, Kentucky. Mrs. Crouch walks out onto her farm and observes her land, looking at her little cat over yonder, and suddenly there is chunks of meat falling from the sky. She was quoted as saying, "It was snowing meat." She went and fetched her husband, who came out and went, "What?" He felt like it was a sign from God. What kind of sign that is, I don't know, but it seems like an ominous one. I'd be concerned anyway, but if I was deeply religious, I'd be like extra concerned. Mrs. Crouch was also quoted as saying, "The meat fell with a snapping like noise when it struck." The meat was said to have been about 2 by 2 inches big, some as big as 4 by 4 inches, the size of your hand, or a small hand, like a Trump hand. The red rain, or meat rain, was said to have only fallen for a few minutes, only about 150 yards, mainly on this property, somewhere between 11 a.m. and noon. A grocer in town named Joe Jordan was quoted as saying, "The smell was offensive to the extreme, like that of a dead body." It's just unpleasant. I don't like that. There was a lot of news coverage on this because it was really, really weird, right? So many theories. Even to this day, we're not 100% sure what happened. And there were some of those pieces of meat still preserved, which I think is fantastic. One of my favorite theories is cosmic meat, the theory that a planet nearby exploded and the animals on that planet came raining down on the Crouch's property. Not likely. Another theory is that some animals got shredded up in a tornado, picked them up, shredded them up, and then deposited them on the land. But again, no rain, no storm, lovely day. One gentleman identified the meat as a cyanobacteria called nostoc, which is also known as like troll's butter or witch's jelly. It's not a meat, it's not a fungus, it's like a bacteria. And on land, usually it doesn't really look like much, but once it gets wet, it swells up and looks like a big old pile of boogery meat. It'd be like in a big glob, not in 2 by 2 inch chunks falling from the sky. Dr. Alan McLean Hamilton actually sampled a piece of the meat and said it was either lung tissue from a horse or a human infant, because apparently they're very similar. Or at least they were considered to be in the 1870s. Many theories abound. The most commonly accepted theory is that it was actually a flock of vultures who had possibly gorged themselves not far from the property and had to be run off in a hurry. So when vultures have to leave in a panic and they are particularly overgorged, it's not unusual for them to regurge in flight. Now, the odds of a whole flock regurging at once in a very concentrated area is like 1 in a million. But this can happen. Either way, be it cosmic meat or overly stuffed vultures, that was fucking gross, and I love that story. I think it's very fascinating. Also, apparently, like 9 days later in London, Kentucky, more chunks of meat were said to have fallen from the sky with more of like a vegetable consistency. So I don't know if it's just like carried on the wind. The vultures did it again. This planet's weird. Oh, I didn't tell you my favorite part. I almost went this whole video without mentioning my favorite part. So they said that they thought the meat was beef, right? Everybody considered the meat to be beef. But there were like 2 gentlemen who were like, mystery meat. I gotta know what this is. And they ate some. Bless their fucking hearts. They chomped down on the mystery sky meat. And they said it tasted either like lamb or deer. Men are hilarious and I love them. I wouldn't eat random sky meat. I will do many things for the bit, but I will not eat random sky meat. A guy will, and I love that for them. What if it was an extraterrestrial chunk of meat? Fucking wild. I love it. Anyway, I love your faces. Have a beautiful day, and I will give you more random facts later when I feel like it. Bye.